Hey there, this is Lula LV. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are talking about the 4 types of luxury designer bags you should not waste your money on. Don't waste money on these bags. They're not worth it. If you follow me here on YouTube, you may have seen a couple weeks ago on my community page, I posted a poll asking, should I do this video topic or the 8 popular luxury bags I won't buy? The 8 popular luxury bags won that poll, so I did that video a couple weeks ago. I will link to it in the description box below. However, this video topic did also receive 45% of the vote, so I decided to just do them both anyway because the vote was fairly split. And I do want to make a note. If you remember that poll, you may have noticed I said there are 5 types of luxury bags you should not waste your money on, but today we're only talking about 4 types of bags. That's because I went back to my list, I revised it, moved a couple things around, combined some categories. So today we are talking about the 4 types of luxury bags you should not waste your money on. The first type of bag that's a waste of money is the special occasion bag. And this might seem like a no-brainer, but because it's pretty obvious, I have to include it, and it's right there in the name. It's a special occasion bag. You don't use it every day. It's only for when you're going out to events in the evening or on a weekend. You might use this bag. If you're on a budget, or you're only buying maybe 1 or 2 luxury bags, I would recommend to not go for a special occasion bag because you won't use it that often. Although, again, this depends on your lifestyle. You know yourself better than me. If you go to a ton of special events, sure, it may be worth the investment. But for most of us, like myself included, I don't go to special events every week. I might only go to 1 a month or even every other month. So for me, a special occasion bag is not worth the investment. Plus, when I do go to special events, it's usually just a date with my husband or a wedding. I'm not going to super formal black tie events. So even when I go to a special occasion, I don't need a super formal bag. What I would recommend is going with a contemporary designer. The special occasion bag that I used pretty much throughout my entire 20s is this little black leather clutch from Banana Republic. This is a 100% cow leather clutch. It's embossed and it has silver tone hardware. I bought this according to the tag inside the bag. This is from the summer 2005 collection. At that time, I was getting my undergraduate degree. I wasn't spending money on designer items. Even from Banana Republic, I am sure I bought this end of season on sale. And I wore this to probably every single wedding I attended throughout my 20s. It served me very well. I did not need a designer bag. So if you're only going to buy 1 or 2 bags or you're on a budget, I would save that money or save those purchases for an everyday bag or something that's a little more versatile that you can both dress up and dress down. A special occasion bag that I actually just bought recently is the Chanel mini reissue. And I love this bag because not only can I use it for special occasions, but I can also dress it down and wear it day to day as well. So it's a little more versatile, and that's what I would really look for in your luxury designer bags. If you're on a budget or you're only getting 1 or 2, don't go for something that's solely only for special occasions. Something like a clutch that you really can't use every day. Look for something that's more versatile that can be dressed up or down, or just go for a plain old everyday bag that you can really use and will work better for your lifestyle. Special occasion bags are not worth it, in my opinion. The second type of bag that is not worth the money is a trend bag, and this can be a novelty like the Chanel heart bag, or it can just be a trend like the Bottega Veneta mini Jody. These trend bags are super, super hot. You go on social media, it seems like everybody has one. but then the trend tends to die very quickly. These are not worth it for two main reasons. First is once the trend dies down, most of these trend bags will tend to look dated, so you might not be as interested in using the bag after that trend dies off. Also, if you decide that you are over the trend and you want to sell your bag, you will most likely lose money on a trend bag. Once the trend starts to die down a little bit or it's not so hot anymore, the resale value really plummets. And especially if you use something like a consignment service, you may be lucky to recoup 50% of what you paid for that bag. So it will be a significant financial loss. The only exception I would say is if a trend is you to a T, it's your personal style, you love it, and it's something that you will wear for years to come, regardless that it's a trend bag or not, even after the trend dies down, it is your personal style, then by all means, go for it. But if you're just getting sucked into the hype of a trend because it's a trend, I would caution you to not waste your money on it. The third type of bag that's a waste of money is anything with an annoying feature. In the back of your mind, you will know that there's something about that bag that annoys you. And when you go into your closet, generally, you will opt for a different bag and you will not use the one with that annoying feature. Now, you might be wondering, well, that's sort of vague. Like, what's an annoying feature? And it really depends from person to person, but I find that there's two main things that will annoy someone about a bag to the point that they will avoid using it. The first is the strap or the carrying option. If it's annoying to carry, you will generally not opt to use that bag and you will go for something else instead. So if it's a chain strap that digs into your shoulder or a really thin strap that digs into your shoulder, if it's something that constantly slides off your shoulder, you will typically not want to use it because that's annoying. I would also say if there's no versatility in the carrying options, if it's top handle only, crossbody only, the strap is not removable or not adjustable, that's also something to take into consideration. Is the one carrying option that's present one that will work for you, or do you need something with a little bit more versatility? The other thing that I find generally annoys people, and this is the one that's most important to me, is if the bag has a difficult opening. And I have a test for this. This is my own personal test. But if a bag's annoying to get my things in and out of, or I can't do things one-handed, that's almost like a deal breaker for me. I know that I just won't use that bag. And that's actually one of the reasons why I sold my Chanel Classic flap recently. If you're interested in that, I will link to the video down below, but I have a test for it. You can even do it in a boutique. You can ask to put your items in the bag and try it on. I've never had a sales associate told me I couldn't try on a bag or I couldn't put my things in a bag. So I will take out the main items that I like to carry with me: my wallet, my cell phone, my keys, and if I can fit it, my mini pochette accessoire. So 4 things. I put them inside the bag I'm trying on, zip it up, and then I try on the bag. I'll wear it. And with the bag still on me, still wearing the bag, I will use one hand to open the bag and take each item out. If I can use one hand to get in and out of the bag while still wearing it, then I know that it's something that will work for me, because when I'm out and about, I might not always have a counter to set my bag down on. I might have to get in and out of it while it's on my body. And I might be out with my kids, for example, so I might have to hold them or hold something else in my other hand. If I can't get in and out of the bag with one hand while I'm wearing it, then it's something that I know will most likely annoy me at some point, and you should not settle for a bag. So if there's something like that that will annoy you, don't settle for it, because subconsciously in the back of your mind, you will know that that bag annoys you, this one specific thing about it, and you will most likely tend to not use that bag. The final category of bag you should not waste your money on is anything that's not a hell yes. And this is sort of a catch-all category, but I will give a few specific tips about this. So if you're not 100% sure about a bag, if there's something about it that's holding you back, listen to that gut feeling. I would put a note on my calendar 1 month out, in a month from now. Am I even still interested in it? Have I moved on? And in that case, problem solved. But in a month from now, you still want it, you're still thinking about that item, but there's something holding you back. See if you can find it somewhere. See if you have a friend that owns that item. See if you can go into a local boutique. Or if you don't have a local boutique, you may also be able to try a consignment store, although of course that is a little tricky because stock at consignment stores varies a lot. But there are so many options for luxury designer bags. You really don't have to settle, especially when it's something where you have a limited budget or you only want to get maybe 1 or 2 luxury designer bags. Don't settle. There's no rush to get something. So wait, and when that perfect bag or that perfect item comes along for you, you will know it. If there's something that's nagging at you that you're not 100% sure, then I would listen to that little nagging voice and hold off. Wait for something that you know is exactly right for you, because at that price point, you really should not be settling. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're new here, this is Alula LV. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy videos like this with tips on how to be a smart luxury shopper. I also do a lot of videos on Louis Vuitton new releases, unboxings, and luxury product reviews. Don't forget to come back every Wednesday and Friday for new videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.